your garden. And watch us tell you what has been happening and who has been told you're going nowhere, not just yet.
Yes, absolutely. Big stories coming your way, but first, the headlines.
No.
To remove the shame which had been coming up.
President Yoweri Museveni clarifies on dual citizenship question as 3 ministers are sworn in.
If you think unity is good, let's unite. Otherwise, people need to decide to either be here or be where they were.
Hi, Wangadia Mariam Mutonyi.
President Yoweri Museveni rejects Wangadia's resignation, asking her to continue steering the Troubled Commission.
And now that I'm here, whatever was contained in my letter, I will say it verbally.
Medical interns given up to the end of this week to report to duty or have their appointments cancelled.
Have you heard of any hospitals which have closed because the interns have left?
Kajina Katumba Amala summoned over Entebbe Express toll collections.
I've invited everyone who was involved in the construction of this road, in the procurement of the private contractor.
Uganda in the final stages of blocking externalization of unskilled labor. Only skilled professionals will be allowed to seek employment abroad.
This is NBS Live at 9 with Samson Kasumba and Victoria Subia.
Again, only skilled professionals will be allowed to anchor news bulletins. See what I did? President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta has presided over the swearing-in ceremony of 3 newly appointed ministers at State House in Entebbe, urging them to fight corruption and inefficiency in government institutions. The newly sworn-in ministers include Ambassador Adonia Ayebare, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Shatsikusesa Musherere, Minister of State for Finance Planning and Economic Development in charge of microfinance, and Witonze Juma, who is the Minister of State for Internal Affairs. He went on to congratulate the new ministers, and the President Museveni urged them to prioritize the elimination of corruption and inefficiency within government institutions. It still was the President who also reiterated the government's position on dual citizenship, stressing the importance of understanding Uganda's historical experience and the circumstances that shaped its citizenship laws.
I, Ambassador Adonia Ayebare, swear in the name of the Almighty God
that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Uganda,
and that I will preserve, protect, defend the Constitution, so help me God.
First of all, I congratulate the ministers. The tasks in this government are to remove the shame which had been coming up of corruption. Because there has been quite a lot of corruption, and as we go along, we shall be exposing what has been happening, which has we have developed very fast, average rate of growth 7%, but we could have developed even more if it was not for the corruption of the civil servants, but also the politicians, either not supervising them or being part of the corruption. You will hear stories which will shock you. That's why, because me, as Kamun said, I'm very careful. I go carefully, and no matter what I say, I know what I'm talking about. I don't kutomera. I don't bump into things. So the corruption and the lack of patriotism of Tafayo. On the issue of citizenship, we are going to have to clarify this issue very clearly, because the issue of dual citizenship, we only accepted it because of the history of our country. Since 1966, there were disturbances in Uganda, and you would get groups running away. Let's form East African Federation. If you want us to be one citizenship, let's have one country. What's the problem? We are here.
Now you know why we also just don't bump into stories. The chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, Justice Mariam Wangadia, on Tuesday appeared before the Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, COSASE, and asked the committee to revoke the arrest warrant that was issued against her on Monday. Wangadia told the committee and the country that the president had rejected her resignation letter and directed her to return to office and continue with the work of the commission.
The Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, COSASE, on Monday issued an arrest warrant against the chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, Justice Mariam Wangadia, for failing to appear before it.
And sign a warrant of arrest. And the warrant of arrest is given to our police department and the sergeant at arms.
To look for Mariam Wangadia, arrest her for purposes of bringing her to this committee tomorrow at 9 a.m.
But by 7 a.m. on Tuesday, Wangadia had presented herself at Parliament. Police officers who had been dispatched to trace her were informed along the way that the person they were looking for was already at Parliament.
The CID update us on how you executed or didn't execute the warrant.
We managed to process and issued the warrant, and today morning, as we were proceeding to Uganda Human Rights Commission, we got information that the chairperson has arrived at Parliament. So we came and confirmed she is around.
Opening her submission, Wangadia asked MPs to revoke the arrest warrant issued on Monday so that she could appear freely before the committee.
But now that I'm here, having self-delivered, it is my request that the arrest warrant abates.
She also told the committee that she was withdrawing a letter she had earlier written in which she vowed never to appear before COSASE.
I request through you that this committee gets an apology from the chairperson.
I want to support Honorable Mpindi that as we process her prayer, she should apologize to the nation and this committee as well.
I apologize for my inability to appear yesterday.
We shall vacate the arrest warrant on one condition, that the witness before us testifies and appear on record only on oath.
I, Wangadia Mariam Mutonyi, affirm that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Wangadia also told the committee that the president rejected her resignation as a commission chairperson.
The response I received from the appointing authority was through a phone call. It was not in writing. Sometimes His Excellency the President communicates through phone calls, and I was instructed, if I had left office, to return to office immediately. And I complied with the directive of the Fountain of Honor.
The commissioners were then sworn in before they could proceed with the hearing. This was after the commissioners gave contradicting statements on why the commission is not carrying out tribunal sessions.
Shefer Kwago affirmed that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee.
Omara Peter Lamex swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So we are telling you what is there. Let us not cover.
One of the commissioners, Colonel retired Stephen Basaliza, raised concern about the working relationship within the commission, telling the committee he had not seen the chairperson for several months, asking the committee to greet her boss.
We have never met since March.
You have never met?
I've never met face to face. Oh, I hear in office and I'm
allowing you to greet.
Honorable chairperson.
Come and shake hands. Come and. Oh, you wave.
I'm okay with greeting him without.
Okay, you greet.
Without shaking hands.
You.
I, Samson Kasumba Mulunda, swear that I'm a news anchor at NBS Live at 9. Now let's get into the interview, and we do have on Dr. Livingstone Sewanyana, the Executive Director for the Foundation for Human Rights Initiative. Doc, these are very interesting times. The Fountain of Honor and the appointing authority has rejected the resignation of the chair of the Human Rights Commission and ordered her to go to work. How easy is it for somebody who got tired of the job to go back to work when they are saying they are going back because they've been ordered? I know that people of the nature of justices choose their words carefully. Were those words also themselves enough for us to read into a lot out of them?
Good evening, Samson. The Uganda Human Rights Commission has for quite some time been dysfunctional, as ably stated by the chairperson in her recent communication. The fact that the appointing authority rejected her resignation is in itself yet another dilemma, because indeed it is difficult to force a commission which is dysfunctional to become operative. If the working relations are not good, it's important that all that is possible be done to improve the working relations or have a new team altogether. I think the appointing authority needs to be informed that it's not just about the presence of commissioners. What is more important is the ability to execute their constitutional mandate. And if they cannot demonstrate that, the appointing authority needs to reconsider. But of course, it is in his absolute discretion to allow the chairperson to continue or to reject as he has seen fit. But overall, that may not improve the situation as it is right now pertaining to the Uganda Human Rights Commission.
Doc, President Yoweri Museveni has told the whole of East Africa that he's the largest consumer of intelligence. And for all purposes and intent, nobody questions how intelligent he is. By ordering a chairperson of a dysfunctional commission to go back to work, what is the president trying to do?
I think what the president is trying to demonstrate is that it is not in her absolute discretion to continue or not to continue. The appointing authority has the power to allow or to disallow. But overall, what he is also trying to do is to give himself time to understand what exactly is befalling the commission. So through the parliamentary discourses, it is possible that he's trying to gather more information in order to determine his course of action.
If the functions of the commission, now that you and I and the rest of the public were told that the commissioners on this commission do not deserve to be there, they are political rejects and all these kinds of things, we've lost our connection with Dr. Livingstone Sewanyana there. But it seems that this is a story that is still beginning and certainly going nowhere anytime soon. Dr. Livingstone Sewanyana is definitely back for us. Doc, if I may, the commission chairperson has told us that she's sitting with people who are political rejects. And that threw out there for the public to judge the kind of individuals that she is seated with. Is there a space in which these individuals, with a lot of prayer and counseling, can find a working relationship?
Speaking about working relationship, it's not something that is constructed overnight. it is not apparent. It must be real. Either they can work together or they cannot work together. And that space cannot be forced. So it is important that whatever is being done must be done in the context of the current situation obtaining within the Commission. If the President or the appointing authority finds it fit to have the Commission continue as it is, it's also important that some sort of mediation is carried out, and also some response to the problems pertaining to the Commission are actually addressed. We need to be mindful that for a long time the Uganda Human Rights Commission has had challenges. It has faced challenges of funding. It has challenges pertaining to its mandate, sometimes respect to its findings. Most times the findings of the Commission are not respected. But also it has a challenge regarding the appointment of commissioners. Not necessarily those who are best positioned to carry out the mandate are often appointed. In most cases, it operates within the framework of patronage, meaning that those who are close to the establishment, those who are loyal, are often appointed, not necessarily based on knowledge, competence, or ability to execute the mandate. And that has been a very historic problem pertaining to the Commission. So what we are witnessing now is the ugly face coming real, manifesting itself in the day-to-day functioning of the Commission, thereby necessitating some serious shift in the way business is conducted with regard to the Commission, the appointment process, the funding, but also in terms of respecting and upholding its findings.
Dr. Livingston Sewanyana, thank you so much for your time this evening and for your thoughts and perspective on a very dicey situation. And talking working relations, mine with Sibia is on a record high.
Absolutely. Some show up to work and some don't. We showed up. On the other hand, we've got to talk about interns, which brings me to this particular story. Health Minister Dr. Chris Bariomunsi has urged medical interns to report to their designated hospitals and undertake their internship, saying the practical experience benefits them more than government. More than 2,000 interns were given until August 14th, this Friday, to report amid a standoff with government over facilitation. Bariomunsi says interns who fail to report by August 15th will be considered to have abandoned their internship, raising concerns over the impact on patients.
Following the recent deployment of more than 2,000 medical interns to health facilities across the country, a standoff emerged, with the interns rejecting the deployment over concerns about pay and facilitation. In response to the sit-down strike, with interns demanding a revision of government's facilitation policy, Health Minister Dr. Chris Bariomunsi has urged them to report to their designated hospitals. Bariomunsi says the internship provides practical experience essential to their profession and is ultimately in the interns' interest rather than the government's.
But the need for them to undertake internship is much bigger than this issue of just welfare, because it is in their interest that they do internship and complete and go and practice the professions they have trained in. So they should not be allowed to be misled.
While the government recognizes the contribution of medical interns and says it is working on modalities to improve their welfare, Bariomunsi insists the interns should not worsen the situation by refusing to report, arguing that their absence will not bring healthcare services to a standstill because hospital operations do not depend solely on interns.
Like now, the interns who have been doing internship for 1 year have completed at the end of July and they have left. We are now in a transition of receiving the new interns. Have you heard of any hospitals which have closed because the interns have left? The bigger number of health facilities, the hospitals at the district level, the health center 4s, the health center 3s, those who don't have interns, are they not running?
The medical interns have been on a sit-down strike since August 3rd, refusing to report to various health facilities, including major referral hospitals such as Mulago, Mbale, and Chirudu. The standoff was triggered by the current policy under which government-funded students receive internship facilitation, while privately sponsored students receive lunch and are required to meet the rest of their internship costs. Meanwhile, officials from the People's Front for Freedom have raised concerns over the whereabouts and condition of their colleague, Dr. Kiza Besigye, who has been moving between prison and Mulago Hospital.
Dr. Besigye is not in Machishon Health Facility. Dr. Besigye is not at Ruzira Upper Prison, and you took him from Mulago Hospital. Where is he?
However, Health Minister Dr. Chris Baryomunsi has assured the public that prisoners receiving treatment at Mulago Hospital, including Dr. Kiza Besigye and Elias Rukwago, are in stable condition.
Dr. Kiza Besigye, he has been treated and discharged. If there is any situation that warrants for me as a Minister of Health to communicate on their condition, then it will come to me.
Well, let's get back and start talking about the interns. We are now joined by Secretary General, Federation of Uganda Medical Interns, Dr. Alan Okwi, and we're going to discuss the internship question. Now, Dr. Allen, the minister has announced that if you don't show up as an intern by the 14th or the 15th of August, you either report or you lose the internship. What does that really mean?
Thank you for the question. I think the minister should think beyond 15th, because reporting or not does not solve the question. That we just want commitment from government to suspend the policy. We want commitment from government to assure everyone that's going to actually be getting allowances. We also want commitment in writing that these things are going to be resolved. So reporting on 15th or not will not solve the issue. Rather, it's just a threat by the ministry to actually have people on board, which is not actually going to happen. We believe that the ministry and the government, within their powers, they have everything it takes to solve our issue, whether it means to call us for a meeting, whether it means to suspend the policy, to answer our concerns before 15th, and we shall be able to report if they are able to actually, solve our issues.
I hope you are aware that the 14th and the 15th is just in a couple of days, and you're calling it a threat. So what happens if they actually decide not to answer to your cry?
Answering our cry is more of a big concern to the general population, that most of the facilities depend on medical interns for 70% of their workforce in government facilities, in private facilities. So it's more about the patient suffering, not more only about medical interns, but also looking at the patients who have actually come all the way from different parts of the country to receive services from Lago, Chirudu, and they don't get the services, or there are delays in the services being given to them. So it's not only about us. So if the ministry really cares about their patients, they really need to solve the issue rather than threatening people or taking people who are not actually having the best motivation to work. So it affects the people, not us, in most cases.
Dr. Allen, it does seem like that the government is saying that these internships benefit the interns, and you are going for tit for tat here. Who do you think has the better power?
It's not about one having more powers over the other, but when we are talking about a system where we're having a staffing level of 30%, I don't think the minister or the ministry have all the rights to say that they can operate without us. I don't think that they're having the cards to really play in this case, because even if we are not there, the members of our fraternity who are actually working, they're also overwhelmed. They are tired, and we don't know whether they would actually like to go for a strike also, to join us in the strike. So it's something that we can not really talk more about just by saying 15th report, or if you don't report, we benefit, or the others don't benefit. But we're looking at the patients who are suffering, not necessarily the medical interns.
All right, then. So what does it actually look like? If you could paint a picture for me, what is the perfect picture for the interns that will get you back to work and caring even more about the patients?
I think our commitment to work and our willingness to work should not be undermined. We are very much actually willing to work. Our challenge is that we are scared that these facilities, well, we know that they're understaffed. We know that the laboratories might not be so much functional. We also understand that these facilities might not have the best accommodation and everything. We are scared about the whole situation, about reporting to a site you've never been to, being sent to Chisoro, you're being sent to different parts of the country, and you're not sure whether you're going to eat, whether you're going to where you're going to stay, your transportation, and even the cost of starting medical internship, that a medical intern is required to buy scrubs, is expected to actually have equipment, and this equipment might actually cost you up to 1 million shillings. So where do I get this money if you're only talking about giving me lunch? So these are the questions that we are actually scared of, that the government should come clear and answer them.
Well, thank you so much for standing for what you believe. Finally, can I ask, are you going to be reporting by Friday? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's Dr. Allen. Thank you so much for sharing your insights over there. Let's see what's coming up next.
More to come. Brought to you by
Global Paint. How? For the seating. For us, we use Global Mat.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Well, looking at more to come, Parliament's Physical Infrastructure Committee has summoned former UNRA Executive Director Alan Kajina, former Works Minister Edward Katumba Wamala, and Aegis officials as the probe into the collection of Kampala-Entebbe Expressway continues. That is coming up after the break. We're going to go ahead and take that.
Every business begins with belief. The belief that tomorrow can be bigger than today. But waiting to be paid should never hold ambition back. With NCBA Working Capital Solutions, unpaid invoices become opportunity. Because some ambitions build more than businesses, they build futures. At NCBA, we bank on belief, empowering ambition with tailored financial solutions built around your business. Whatever your next move, we are here to help you grow. Access unsecured loans of up to 500 million Uganda shillings plus 6 months of free banking. Ko NCBA Bank, Chigwa Kuwerere. Visit any NCBA Bank branch today and unlock the momentum your business deserves.
NCBA Bank. Go for it.
School feeding programs are not just about food. They are about education, health, and equality. Every child deserves to learn without hunger. That is why our school and leaders should make school feeding a priority.
Well-fed children are more attentive and perform better in school. As a parent, it is your duty to ensure your child has access to school meals. Together, we can end child hunger and malnutrition by ensuring every child has school meals. This message is brought to you by World Vision Uganda.
Garlic, turmeric, real spice inside.
Who made this stew? Papa's the flavor boss.
Royco, flavor boss, Royco, flavor boss, Royco, flavor boss.
Hello, Mr. Mkasa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, sir. Are you the broker?
The original one.
I was told you have very good rentals.
That is right. How many bedrooms do you want?
I want 3 bedrooms.
Okay, did I tell you of the price?
Yes, of course. 500,000.
No. This side, the salary went a bit high.
Why?
Because the paint we use is of good quality. So the place gained the value.
Which paint?
Global paint.
How?
For the ceiling, for us we use global mat. And for the inside walls, we use global silk vinyl.
Okay, tell me about the outside walls.
Outside we use global weather coat emulsion so that the walls don't peel.
I'm really impressed. The precision you put while painting, I'm willing to pay any amount.
That is true, because here for us quality is paramount and the place becomes humidity.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
You wanna make tasty food and say you wanna do that dancing still Candaling one no ya night Sika de buto one night Nailo akro ya Sika de buto one night Can
and financial records are maintained.
We have come to see hands-on. How are they doing audit of our money? How are they auditing the transactions? How are these for doing maintenance?
The Fiscal Infrastructure Committee is also investigating the unresolved issues between Aegis, the company contracted to collect the toll fees from motorists, and the Ministry of Works and Transport. MPs demanded an explanation for the high number of motorists allowed to pass through the toll gate without paying, questioning who qualifies for the exemptions.
I will request we give you a list of everyone who has a free pass and their functions that they do on the toll. For some of the staff here, like the toll specialist who drives a vehicle that is a private vehicle, yes, she's given a free pass in order to coordinate operations around the plazas. These private cars, if they are under the subcontractor doing maintenance works, he'll use it for the transportation of workers onto sites, carrying their tools to do the work. As long as they are within the vicinity of the operation, we give a card.
The committee chairperson Mwine Mpaka summoned several officials, including the former UNRA Executive Director Allen Kajina, former Works and Transport Minister Edward Katumba Wamala, Aegis officials and other stakeholders involved in awarding the toll collection contract.
We have invited everyone who was involved in the construction of this road, in the procurement of the private contractor, including the former ED, Allen Kajina, I've also invited the Minister Katumba Wamala, who renewed this contract.
The company also told MPs that some of the technology used in the toll collection system occasionally malfunctions, affecting its operations, allegations that need to be verified.
The Minister of Works and Transport, Fred Byamukama, has vowed to expose officials implicated in corruption despite what he describes as attempts to intimidate him. Byamukama alleges that some officers within the anti-corruption agencies have been compromised to suppress investigation reports, while corruption within the ministry has contributed to delays in road projects. He says investigations are ongoing, with more officials expected to face scrutiny, vowing to terminate contracts of contractors implicated in corruption.
Since President Yoweri Museveni launched the No More Sleep campaign against corruption, the Ministry of Works and Transport has come under scrutiny, with several senior engineers dismissed over corruption allegations. The Minister of Works and Transport, Fred Byamukama, has now spoken out on the corruption allegations within the ministry. Byamukama says corruption had become deeply entrenched, particularly among some engineers who he alleges had turned it into a source of income. He links these to delays and stalled road projects across the country.
Somewhere the contractors have connived with our staff, like for example the Masaka Mutukula, where a contractor had seriously refused to tarmac the road. Others, they were in the deal of Masaka Mutukula. We have evidence of documents which they have been exchanging that if we don't add 150 billion, the road will not be done. Our PS constituted a team. Almost the whole team was bribed. Whoever could hear the share on 150 billion could run mad.
Byamukama cited several engineers and contractors he accuses of deliberately frustrating road projects after receiving government funds. He pointed to Mitiana Mubende, Masaka Mutukula, Nakauka, and Busegampiji road projects. The minister also alleged that some ministry officials and other government employees acquired plots of land that have obstructed road construction, vowing to terminate contracts.
This one, Olach, for him, evidence is there. All the projects, Mubende Mitiana, it is him who caused that mess. Conniving, he had mastered on how, for him as a project manager, once he says this, government must pay. You saw the Kampala Jinja maintenance, 54 billion was already eaten out of 89 when there's no work done. The Mitiana Mubende being worked on for over 6 years. So I want to stand here to tell all the contractors, we have no good news for you.
Byamukama says he is also concerned that some officials in ministries established to fight corruption are allegedly being compromised by suspects. He claims that this has resulted in investigation reports being suppressed or concealed. The minister says he has also faced intimidation, but insists he will not be deterred from pursuing those implicated.
And even some of them go to bribe some of the weak investigation agencies. There are individuals in the investigation agencies who are weak. Someone steals like 5 billion in corruption, just pays off 1 billion. These are also individuals. The reports are killed there and no one asks for them again. You find the only person who has authority to ask for those reports is the president. So
Byamukama also raised concerns over alleged corruption at the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, describing the situation there as serious. He says some of the engineers and senior officials dismissed are resisting the disciplinary process, but maintains that they will eventually be held accountable.
It's not the first time the president is coming up to check Civil Aviation Authority on corruption. For them, they had built a home known for corruption. They are reached an extent of eating bribes in advance. When you want to get a contract there, you first pay 300 million. Or you first pay 6%, 5%. And they couldn't get ashamed. Some people could have been reporting. They pay, they even don't get those contracts. The reports are moving, more research is moving, more investigations are moving. These people will be arrested very soon.
The minister says investigations into various allegations are still ongoing, with several cases remaining under scrutiny.
Honorable Minister Byamukama, please tell us when the arrest will happen and we will bring our cameras. That's what we are here for. Uganda is in the final stages of blocking the externalization of unskilled labor with unskilled professionals set to be allowed to seek employment abroad. State Minister for Labour, Simon Mulongo, says the move is part of efforts to professionalize Uganda's labour market and to ensure Ugandans secure decent and sustainable employment. Simon Mulongo made the remarks whilst conducting a spot check on factories in Njeru municipality in Buikwe district.
State Minister for Labour Simon Mulongo has embarked on a spot check on several factories in and around Njeru municipality as part of efforts to strengthen the safety and welfare of workers. Njeru municipality is home to more than 50 factories and other enterprises, although there have been concerns over poor working conditions in some workplaces. Mulongo, accompanied by officials from the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and the leadership of Njeru municipality, visited several factories to assess the working conditions and safety measures in place. The minister urged investors to prioritize the safety and welfare of their workers by providing protective gear and ensuring workers are registered with the National Social Security Fund, NSSF.
So we're going to make sure that we enhance the issue of inspection very, very seriously. We also, because NSSF is under us, we're also looking at the NSSF portfolio. We would like the NSSF to expand strongly and rigorously into the informal sector.
The investors welcomed the minister's visit, using the opportunity to present their challenges and concerns affecting their businesses and workers.
We got assurances about the challenges which we are facing, assurances to resolve the challenges. And also we were facing some issues, we spoke to him and we have given proper assurances from his side as well.
We have also some problem we have discussed, Honorable Minister. He is also given insurance. He will also talk to government and solve the problem.
As part of efforts to professionalize Uganda's labour market, Minister Mulongo revealed that government is in the final stages of stopping the externalization of unskilled labour. He said only skilled professionals will be allowed to leave the country for employment abroad, arguing that Uganda should focus on exporting skills rather than unskilled labour.
We're going to realign the external labour, and the companies that take people out there are going to be reviewed very strongly with the view of ensuring that there's safety, there's decency of the workers who go and work out there. And more importantly, we want to look at the skills required. We're going to discourage taking raw labour. We want people who go out there to be skilled in certain ways so that when they go, they earn more and therefore the country receives more.
Feedback brought to you by.
In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
Your new office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. Absa Business Banking.
Back in the day, there used to be cassette players that would feed back.
Oh,
put in a tin
yes.
and you throw it back.
And then you throw it back.
I think
you know, we used to use the pen or a pencil.
You're not that old.
Okay, let's read the question. What is your view of government's move to block externalization of unskilled labor, only allowing skilled professionals to seek employment abroad?
You have an opinion on that?
Of course I do. Why do you think I'm standing here?
Moses, I believe this is a positive step. Instead of simply stopping the export of unskilled labor, Uganda should focus on skilling and professionalizing it. Housemaids, cleaners, caregivers and other workers can be trained and certified before deployment abroad. A professionally trained nanny, for example, earns differently from an ordinary housemaid. Training creates dignity, better working conditions and better pay.
Okay, we're with you on there. Let's see who else here. Agre says, what has the government done to make sure that her people don't think of going abroad? With high rate of unemployment, people will keep flowing abroad like floods.
I think the Agri needs to get the view of the person before.
Probably.
Because, yes, the difference between a housemaid and a nanny.
For me, it was the Ruzungu here, but it's okay.
Who is this?
Farouk Muhammad. Okay, I guess we'll get that to that another time.
I've ever been an unskilled labor.
Have you?
In the UK.
I haven't. I'd like to hear that story after the break or now.
Let me tell you that story.
Okay, go ahead. Let's take a quick break.
If whiskey could talk, Johnny Walker Black Label would sing. With notes that only come with 12 years in a barrel. Sweet, smooth toffee, rich fruit, and a touch of smoke. Tastes as good as it sounds.
MTN voice bundle. Yeah. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now, they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21# and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
We don't need anyone's permission to move forward. What we need is the power to do it our way. Spiro is not your typical EV company. It's the power grid for African ambition. A network that connects Nairobi to Kigali, Lagos to Lome, Dar to Kampala. Not with cables and wires, but with clean, quiet, relentless movement. This is Africa, powered by us.
How do you make a party? You take time to prepare, to bring all the pieces together, to craft it right. The result, great refreshment. And that makes it time well spent. Club, brewed longer for longer refreshment.
Uganda, are you ready for the biggest honey show in Africa? This August, Tunado welcomes the world to the 4th Africa Apimondia Symposium and Exhibition featuring honey show, apiculture, learning sessions, and business networking opportunities under the theme Beekeeping for Business and Livelihoods. Come join apiculture leaders, researchers, processors, investors, and food systems practitioners from across Africa and beyond. Come and be part of this historic gathering from the 25th to the 28th of August 2026 at Hotel Africana, Kampala. The 4th Africa Apimondia Symposium and Honey Show is organized by Tunado in partnership with Come, Network, Learn, Grow.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched, fuel-efficient, and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800-211-033 to get started.
In life, every minute matters. But sometimes, one simple bank errand takes your whole day. Queues, delays, valuable time lost. But now, Pride Bank Edikumuriango. Deposit money, repay loans, and pay bills easily at a quick teller agent near you. No more wasted time, no more stress. With Pride Agency Banking, powered by Quick Teller, your bank is now part of your everyday life.
Pride Kumuriango. Quick Teller, everyday payments made easy. Pride Bank, your growth is our pride. Pride Bank is regulated and supervised by the Bank of Uganda, and customer deposits are protected by the the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. The Uganda Communications Commission, or UCC, has warned that Uganda's digital sector remains elevated risk of cyber attacks despite a decline in reported malware infections, with sector's overall cybersecurity posture still rated in the basic security category. UCC Executive Director Nyombi Tembo says malware infections declined from approximately 1.59 million in 2024 to 1.41 million in 2025, but the reduction has not eliminated significantly vulnerabilities in the country's rapidly expanding digital ecosystem.
Uganda continues to face cyber threats including mobile malware, ransomware, denial of service attacks, vulnerable web infrastructure, phishing and impersonation, with artificial intelligence increasingly being used to make attacks more sophisticated. Speaking during the National Cybersecurity Conference in Kampala, which brought together government officials, regulators, security agencies and private sector players to discuss measures to strengthen Uganda's digital security, UCC Executive Director Nyombi Tembo said the rapid expansion of digital services has made cybersecurity critical to the functioning of the economy and delivery of essential services.
Reported malware infections declined from approximately 1.59 million in 2024 to 1.41 million in 2025. Whereas this decline is encouraging, the sector's overall security rating remained within the basic security category, indicating elevated risk.
His warning was echoed by Minister of State for ICT and National Guidance Joyce Sebugwawo, who said cybersecurity has evolved from an ICT concern into an issue of national security, economic stability, public trust, and service delivery.
Protecting our digital space requires everyone to work together. The government, banks, telecom companies, and the public.
Bank of Uganda Governor Michael Ating-Ego warned institutions against measuring cybersecurity preparedness solely by the policies they have adopted or the security equipment they have installed, saying organizations must demonstrate their ability to maintain operations and recover when systems are disrupted.
Our most recent financial stability review identified cyber threats and system vulnerabilities as continuing operational risk to the sector, a finding we take as a standing instruction to ourselves, not merely an observation about others. We do not ask of the sector what we are not prepared to demonstrate ourselves.
Business Pulse, brought to you by
Well, it's time for business. Let's have a look at coffee. Uganda's coffee industry is intensifying preparations for the European Union deforestation regulation, with about 1.65 million coffee farming households already registered, geo-mapped and digitally profiled, as the country positions itself to rather protect millions, or rather access to the lucrative European market. Now, the sector now wants government to make deliberate and sustained investment in the systems, technology, manpower and infrastructure required to take the exercise from registration to full traceability, market readiness.
Coffee is no longer just an agricultural commodity for Uganda. It's a critical pillar of the country's export economy, foreign exchange earnings and rural livelihoods. As Uganda positions itself to increase coffee production to 20 million bags by 2030, the sector is facing a defining test whether it can meet the European Union's new traceability and deforestation requirements without disrupting access to one of the most important markets. With 1.65 million farmers already registered and their farms being mapped, coffee stakeholders say the country has made significant progress but urge that deliberate government investment is now needed to complete the process and turn regulatory compliance into a foundation for sustainable export growth.
So we have about 1.65 million polygons with a service provider called Pula, acting on behalf, of course, holding the data on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture. What we are pushing for right now is an intentional investment in this, in really expanding this. So we are saying, can we have some land opened up intentionally for coffee?
Coffee farmers, exporters and other players in the value chain say the progress is a significant step towards making Ugandan coffee fully traceable and compliant with the new European requirements, while laying the foundation for the country's bigger ambition of producing 20 million bags.
By 31st December this year, Uganda will have 3.65 million polygons, all compliant, EUDR compliant, all traceable.
The European Union are concerned because we are a production farm as a country, Uganda. So you recall that, for example, in 81, Uganda beat Brazil on the world market, coffee market, because because Brazil was hit by weather vagaries, especially the extreme.
My view, I also think that if we do it right, then the value for our coffee, the value for the farmer will definitely be competitive in the market. Because when we reach that market, every other farmer who can be geolocated, who has been proven to do the right thing in producing the coffee, in protecting the environment, will be competing with any other farmer in the world. But at the moment we go there, we are vulnerable, we are not sure whether our coffee has met all these compliances issues and all that.
The flagging off of the shipment will be around September because the shipment usually takes 90 days. So we need to also understand the dynamics here, that for our coffee to get to the EU, it takes 90 days, which is nearly 3 months. So it means it leaves Uganda in September. So that means even compliance is needed soon, earlier.
Well, let's move from coffee now to the rice importers who caught up in the Mutukula border standoff now have 2 weeks to regularize their operations as the Ministry of Trade moves to distinguish genuine regional traders from accused of disguising foreign rice as East African produce to evade taxes. Trade Minister Sanjay Tana says government will facilitate legitimate traders but will not tolerate manipulation of the system.
For days, trucks loaded with rice were stranded at the Mutukula border, leaving traders counting losses and raising concerns over supplies. In his first address at the Uganda Media Center in Kampala, Trade Minister Sanjay Tana said that the impasse now has a deadline. The ministry says affected rice traders have 2 weeks to resolve issues surrounding their past transactions, while genuine importers will be facilitated to resume business.
It is true those trucks were there 2 weeks ago. They are no longer there because I signed a 2 weeks moratorium to allow all those people who had bought rice, Simani, they bought rice in gardens and what, and we have told them, okay, you bring it. But we are going to subject that rice to a test. We have the machines in Namlonge, we have the machines in Naro that can check whether this rice actually was grown in Pakistan or in India or it actually grew in Tanzania. We are not going to allow the foreign rice to come and evade taxes when they are branding it as an East African product.
Tana says the dispute is not about shortage of rice, but the origin of the product and the taxes payable on it. He accuses some traders of importing rice from some countries such as Pakistan and India, then presenting it as an East African product to evade taxes.
We held a meeting with URA, and URA said, yes, there is a problem that is coming from Tanzania. These people are smuggling foreign rice, rebagging it in Tanzania and bringing it into Uganda to evade taxes. And it is a clique of a few individuals that are in the power corridors.
World Bank UN Comtrade data shows Uganda imported 872,000 tons of rice in 2024, valued at roughly $230 million. Tanzania alone accounted for about 834,000 tons of the recorded imports, a sharp increase from 2023, when Uganda imported 242,000 tons worth $125 million. The huge jump in recorded imports is now placing greater scrutiny on the origin of the rice entering Uganda through the regional trade corridors.
We are going to facilitate genuine people. Yes, we had started. By the time the issue was reported to the bosses in government and corridors of power, we had issued 20 permits. So far we have issued 25, and our offices are still open. There is an online application system. It is transparent, and my office is also open. We are going to facilitate the genuine people, but those that are trying to manipulate the system and bring down the rice production and frustrate the investors in Uganda will burn their fingers. That one I promise you.
Tana also drummed up support for the 3rd Regional Industrialization Conference set for the 18th and 19th of August in Uganda, saying stronger regional integration should translate into more investment and intra-African trade.
It is a regional conference that encompasses 10 countries now.
Theme this year, Honorable Minister and members present, is unlocking industrial competitiveness through innovation and regional value chain integration.
But David, you can take so many shots. Yes.
The parent is Tuliahewa Dixon. And the child is Tuliahewa Esther.
Kambera gwete kwa mchisha. Ngo isha watu yahewa Esther. Wahangura fees. Ngene na hateja shana mashemero kwa gonka. MTN momo eberewo mbeni nyegasta igana kaga ni 5 sta munana 0 hash kushashuro mwana school fees tokoma nyo muchisheri zagwijo wanje ninga nchaka ni kubasa kuzo wawe mwebare munonga.
Sometimes escape begins above the clouds, where peace waits beneath the trees. Here, nature invites you to breathe, to reconnect, to feel alive again. Where warm welcomes feel as natural as the forest around you. A sanctuary designed for comfort. And moments made to flow effortlessly. Forest Resort Louise, where nature welcomes you home.
Spice up your breakfast with Prestige margarine, easy to spread and fortified with vitamins A, D, and E in the original and vanilla flavor, turning everyday moments into quiet indulgence. And now, a delightful new experience unfolds. Introducing Prestige Fruity, a luscious fusion of creamy spread and strawberry flavor, bringing everything you love into one simple, delicious layer. No extra spreads, just pure fruity satisfaction in every bite. Prestige margarine, sprayed it, taste it, love it. Available in all shops and supermarkets nationwide. Distributed by Chapa General Enterprises, located at shop number 3, Rafik Building, Chikuwo, Kampala.
Ready to invest at the Kabaliga Petro Best Industrial Park? Booking your site visit is simple. Step 1. Visit kip.unok.com and click Create Account. Enter your company details and your authorized representative's information, then submit. Your login credentials will be sent to your email. Step 2. Return to the portal and sign in. Step 3. Click Book Site Visit. Select your zone, describe your business and land requirements, then submit your request. You will receive a confirmation with your schedule shared by 29th July 2026. Don't get stuck. Our team is with you every step of the way. Book by 30th July 2026. Site visits commence by 11th to 25th of August. For support, contact support.kip@unok.com today. Invest in KIP. Invest in Uganda. Kabaliga Petro Best Industrial Park, a project by the Ugandan National Oil Company, UNOC.
Looking for a vacation of a lifetime? Cross the equator and discover Pineapple Bay Resort. Enjoy exceptional life's luxuries. Spend quality time with family, friends, or even that special someone. Get in touch with nature with our range of outdoor activities. The calming tranquility of water, breathtaking views, moving memories around campfires. It's all here. Plus, a club experience like no other at Pineapple Bay Clubhouse. It's a whole vibe. You can hire any of our 3 VIP cruise boats for groups of 10, 14, or 25 people. Or you can cruise out with swag on a luxury yacht for 12 people. Our premium boats are all safety compliant. Make your next vacay an all-round experience at Pineapple Bay, located on Bulago Island, right in the midst of Lake Victoria. Talk to us today.
Hey, travelers! Are you a family gearing up for that big vacation, a hustler working abroad coming home, or your squad chasing sunsets and passport stamps? It's time you lock in. Say goodbye to long airport queues, shocking roaming bills, and the stress of hunting for local SIM cards, because now you can travel like a local. Stay connected in over 180 countries. Just scan, tap, and boom! Instant data the moment you reach your destination. Get your Rogue Travel eSIM today at travel.roguetelcom.co.ug. Contact us on 020-5000123.
For more information, please contact us on 0760-663-061 or email reservations@mbzgroup.africa.
Will you tell me one thing men do that annoys women, but men don't know?
Samson, is this the time?
Tell me just one.
Please,
Just one.
Y'all don't listen.
Sorry? We
You
never
don't
listen.
No, even when you're driving, like, you should listen to me.
You'll be fine. MTN TV And that's very much by Afro Mobile. All you need to do is to listen to the women.
Download it.
Download
Just believe me, you know, you'll go really far.
Why are women always advising men about directions when they are driving?
Because you
Can't
lose
you
it.
just let us drive?
Like right now, I need to tell you that we're going to Baromita.
But I know the direction. Adam Kungu. Now bakuwa amagezi ng'ovuga. Oba n'abatabula.
Ekyo kirikaawo.
Batuleke tuvuge. Buuza wano, buuza oyo. Nzimma nje tulagala kyo yagala mbuzi. Anyway, kale